Итак, текст на аудирование и перевод к 13-му уроку. В этом уроке снова даны количественные и числительные, то есть 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Итак, вы должны, первое, прослушать предложение, второе, остановить воспроизведение, третье, записать это предложение по-английски себе в тетрадь и письменно перевести его на русский язык. Вы не должны пользоваться никакими материалами, вы должны писать только ручкой и только себе в тетрадь, и вы должны отключить субтитры. Поехали!
1.
Do you live in the village which is far from London?
2.
No, our village we live in is near London.
3.
Are there many inhabitants in the village where you live in?
4.
No, our village where we live in is very little.
5.
Is there a school in your village where you live in?
6.
Yes, we have little school in the village where I study at.
7.
What do you do in your village where you live in after lessons?
8.
You do something after lessons in the village where you live in, don't you?
9.
Are there any clubs in the school where you go to?
10.
We have many clubs at the school where we go to.
11.
What clubs are there at the school where you go to?
12.
Are there any sports clubs at the school which you attend?
13.
Yes, the boys like football club which is at our school most.
14.
Very many boys who go to our school like to attend this club after lessons.
15.
What do the girls who study at your school like to do after lessons?
16.
Are the sport clubs also popular with girls who study at your school?
17.
No, the girls who attend our school like music and dance clubs.
18.
Music and dance clubs are very popular with girls who go to our school.
19.
Is there a drawing club in the school where you go to?
20.
Yes, it's very popular with the pupils who study at our school.
21.
Many pupils like to attend the drawing club which is at our school.
22.
Do you have a chess club at the school where you study at?
23.
Yes, the chess club which is at the school is my favorite club.
24.
Sometimes I attend the chess club at the school where I study at.
25.
But often I play chess with my brother when he has free time.
26.
It takes much time for us to play chess. 29.
27.
Where is the school which you study at?
28.
Is the school where you study at far from your house?
29.
No, the school which I go to is near our house.
30.
How'd you get to the school which you attend?
31.
Do you go on foot to the school where you go to?
32.
Yes, sometimes I walk to the school which is in our village.
33.
Are there school children who get to the school by bicycle?
34.
Yes, a lot of school boys and schoolgirls who study at our school get to the school by bicycle.
35.
Is there a bicycle parking next to the school where you go to?
36.
Yes, we have a big bicycle parking next to the school which we study at.
37.
Do the parents bring their children to the school which is in your village?
38.
Yes, Once in a while they bring their children who study at our school by car to the school.
39.
Does anybody use buses in order to get to the school?
40.
Yes, sometimes some children use buses so as to get to the school.
41.
Is there a bus stop near the school where you study at?
42.
Yes, we have a bus stop next to the school we go to.
43.
This bus stop is opposite the school we attend.
44.
Do you have school buses at the school where you study at?
45.
No, we don't have school buses because all school children live close to the school.
46.
Do you go on the road when you get to the school?
47.
Isn't it dangerous to get to the school on the road?
48.
No, it's safe because we don't walk on the road when we get to the school.
49.
Where do you walk when we go to the school?
50.
Are there sidewalks next to the road you walk to the school?
51.
Yes, we have 2 sidewalks which we go to the school.
52.
Whenever I go to the school I walk on a sidewalk.
53.
So it's safe to walk to the school.
54.
I know a big highway passes through your village, don't I?
55.
How'd you cross the road when you get to the school?
56.
Doesn't it take much time in order to cross the road?
57.
No, it takes little time so as to cross the road because we have crosswalks opposite the school.
58.
Are the crosswalks which are opposite your school with traffic lights?
59.
Yes, one crosswalk which is opposite our school is with traffic lights.
60.
The other crosswalk which we have without traffic lights.
61.
Do you have heavy traffic in the village which you live in?
62.
Yes, you're right. Our highway which passes through our village has very heavy traffic.
63.
Plenty of cars pass by our village which we live in.
64.
Are there a lot of accidents on the highway which passes through your village?
65.
No, you're wrong. We have no accidents on the highway which passes through our village.
66.
We don't have any accidents on the highway because we have many speed bumps.
67.
Because of it none can increase speed.
68.
All must reduce speed because of cameras and speed bumps on the highway.
69.
Is there a police station in your village, which you live in?
70.
Yes, our police station is in the center of the village where we live in.
71.
Do many police officers work in the station, which is your village?
72.
No, we have a few police officers who work in our village.
73.
There's also a road police station where also work few police officers.
74.
What do the police officers do, who work in this police station?
75.
Generally the police officers who work in our road police station ride motorcycles on the highway.
76.
Is there a hospital in the village which you live in?
77.
Yes, the hospital which is in our village is very small.
78.
Do many doctors work in the hospital which is in your village?
79.
No, a few doctors work in the village where we live in.
80.
Can your doctors who work in your hospital cure serious diseases?
81.
No, the doctors who work in our village can't cure serious diseases.
82.
What do they do with those patients who are seriously ill?
83.
They send those patients who are seriously ill to London.
84.
There are many ambulances in the hospital which is in your village, aren't there?
85.
No, we have a few ambulances which are in our hospital.
86.
Do you have clinic in the village where you live in?
87.
Yes, the clinic which is in our village is very small.
88.
Do the doctors consult only the inhabitants who live in your village?
89.
No, the doctors of our clinic consult everybody who seeks medical help.
90.
They must consult everybody even if you don't live in our village.
91.
Is there veterinary clinic in the village where you live in?
92.
Yes, we have very small veterinary clinic where only 2 veterinarians work in.
93.
They provide pets with medical care which are in the village.
94.
Do you have many shops in the village which you live in?
95.
Yes, first of all we have a big Tesco supermarket which is also in the center of the village.
96.
What do you buy in this supermarket which you have in the village?
97.
If we must buy food, clothes, and garden tools we go to this supermarket.
98.
What else shops do you have in the village where you live in?
99.
There's also a butcher shop where people usually buy fresh meat from the locals.
100.
Is there a dairy shop where people can buy milk, cheese, and other dairy products from the locals?
101.
Yes, we have the dairy shop which is near the butcher shop.
102.
Is there a bakery in the village where we can buy fresh bread?
103.
Of course, we have a bakery where there's always much fresh bread.
104.
If somebody wants to buy souvenirs, where can they buy them?
105.
There are some souvenir shops in case you want to buy souvenirs.
106.
Who makes these souvenirs in the village where you live in?
107.
Some inhabitants of our village make the souvenirs and sell them in their shops.
108.
Can I buy medicines anywhere in the village where you live in?
109. $110.
Are there any hotels in the village where you live in?
111.
Yes, we have some hotels if you want to rest.
112.
Where are the hotels which you have in your village?
113.
They're near highway which passes through our village.
114.
Do you often go to the cinema in the village where you live in?
115.
No, we don't go to the cinema because we don't have it.
116.
How do you spend time in the village where you live in?
117.
There are some cafes where you live in, aren't there?
118.
Yes, some cafes are in the village which we live in.
119.
What cafes are there in the village which you live in?
The 120.
Are there any cafes for drivers where they can dine?
121.
Of course, we have some cafes for drivers where they can dine and rest.
122.
Are there any cafes for adults where they can gather?
123.
Yes, if you want to rest in the evening, you can come to these cafes in our village.
124.
Is there any cafe for young people where they can gather in the evenings?
125.
Yes, if you want to listen to music and discuss news with other boys and girls, you can come to this cafe.
126.
If many people gather there, occasionally they arrange a disco for us.
127.
Many people come to us to see good nature which is in the vicinity of our village.
128.
Wherever you go, you can see beautiful landscapes near our village.
129.
There's a forest and a river near the village where we live in.
130.
Are you often in the forest which is near your village?
131.
Whenever we have time, our family is in the forest which is close to our village.
132.
What do you do in the forest which is near your village?
133.
Are you in the forest with the whole family when winter comes?
134.
Yes, we often ski when winter comes.
135.
Everybody of our family is a good skier.
136.
Is there much snow in the village where you live in?
137.
Yes, sometimes we have heavy snowfalls when winter comes.
138.
Do people come to you to ski?
139.
Yes, different people come to us for different reasons.
140.
Are there free rooms in the hotels which are in your village?
141.
No, we don't have any free rooms in the hotels in winter.
142.
Are there mountains near the village where you live in?
143.
No, there are no mountains close to the village where we live in.
144.
Do you have lots of animals in the forest which is close to your village?
145.
Yes, if you want to see animals, you can come to the village where we live in.
146.
What animals do you have in the forest which is near your village?
147.
First of all, you can see squirrels which live close to our village.
148.
Everybody can feed them because they aren't afraid of people at all.
149.
Do many people come to you to feed squirrels which live near your village?
150.
Yes, some people come to feed squirrels on weekends which live close to our village.
151.
What else animals do you have in the forest which is near your village you live in?
152.
We have also a good many of hares which everybody can see in fall and in spring.
153.
They aren't afraid of people who walk in the forest.
154.
Are there foxes in the forest which is close to your village?
155.
Yes, we have many foxes in the forest, but they're afraid of people.
156.
We can't see them because they hide from people.
157.
Are there wolves in the forest which is near your village?
158.
No, we don't have wolves at all despite of the fact we have a big forest.
159.
You can see many deer in the forest which is near our village.
160.
Does anybody hunt animals which live in your forest?
161.
No, none can hunt the animals which live in our forest.
162.
On the contrary, the locals feed animals which live in our forest.
163.
Do you also feed any animals which live in your forest?
164.
Yes, we often go to the forest to feed animals in winter.
165.
My father and I often go to the forest to feed deer in winter.
166.
Does anybody feed birds in the forest in winter which is near your village?
167.
Yes, I often go to the forest so as to feed birds.
168.
They aren't afraid of me at all when I come to feed them.
169.
Does anybody come to you in order to watch animals?
170.
Yes, once in a while some scientists come to us so as to watch animals.
171.
Do you know there are berries in the forest which you go to?
172.
Yes, because if nobody come to pick them we have very many berries.
Do
173.
you pick berries in the forest which close to your house?
174.
What berries grow in the forest where you go to?
175.
Yes, I often go to the forest so as to pick berries.
176.
In most cases, we pick blackberries because you can meet them almost everywhere.
177.
Are there blueberries in the forest which is near you village?
178.
Yes, a few blueberries grow in our forest and sometimes the locals pick them.
179.
There are also a few cranberries which we like to pick in fall.
180.
Sometimes you can meet wild strawberries in our forest which is near our village.
181.
But you can buy strawberries from the locals who grow them in their gardens.
182.
Are there mushrooms in the forest which close to your village?
183.
Yes, we have lots of mushrooms because almost nobody picks them in the forest.
184.
Nearly everybody prefers to buy mushrooms in the supermarket which is near the highway.
185.
Are you in the forest in spring to pick flowers?
186.
Yes, sometimes my mom and I go to the forest to pick flowers in spring.
187.
Do you swim in the river, which is near your village?
188.
Yes, even though we have a river we very rarely swim there because there are very few sunny days in England.
189.
Is there much fish in the river which is near your village?
190.
Yes, many people come to us in spring and in fall in order to fish.
191.
If you like to fish, you can come to our village in fall and in spring.